Hello, welcome to Secrets of Saturn. I am Jason Lindgren, your host. Today I just have a quick message for you. If anyone out there is not aware, I do a weekly podcast with Crrow777, and there's been some interesting things going on that channel regarding freedom of speech issues, so we have a quick message we wanted to get out to everyone. All right, welcome, Crow.
Hey, man, thanks for having me on, Jason. It's cool to be over on your side of things.
Welcome to the other side of the pond once more.
Same side of the pond, other side of the, well, everybody knows.
Everybody knows. So anyway, let's get this message out. What's been going on your channel?
Yeah, so, I've been accumulating flags regularly, which basically means they're pulling all advertising, saying that the content is not suitable. But now I'm accumulating strikes. The first one that they did was episode 19, which you can find on Crrow777radio.com. And it's an interview with Randy, of all things, but it has false shooting in the title, so I'm guessing that's the thing. I really don't know. Nobody can decipher what a community guideline violation is. Point here is if Crrow777 on YouTube gets shut down, we'll come over here to Secrets of Saturn to communicate with people, but everyone should be aware that all the content you and I have created for this podcast and all the content I have created is available free as it was on YouTube on Crrow777radio.com. All of it, from episode 1 all the way up to, we're almost to episode 77 here, ironically. So there it is. No matter what happens, Crrow777radio.com will be running. You and I will be there. We will be building our audience there. And any announcements to the YouTube crowd that follows what we've done here can come to Secrets of Saturn, and we'll put messages as needed.
Absolutely. Thankfully, I haven't had any problems on my channel yet, so we'll just take this as it comes, everyone.
You may as well get used to going to Crrow777radio.com for the free hour if that's what you're interested in, which was what we used to post on YouTube. Members, of course, get the full 2 hours, which is what supports our ability to have our own website, our own media server, all these things. Point here is we're going to do a couple things on this next episode. Ironically, again, episode 77, which is fitting. First of all, Jason and I are going to publicly censor our own content that goes on YouTube and let people know why it's censored and where the uncensored content which is, again, Crrow777radio.com. We're going to refer here forward. We're going to take a page right out of the playbook of the powers that be, and we're going to literally brand what's going on YouTube. We're going to call it the modern day book burning. Dave J coined that phrase. He's so good at coining phrases. So credit to Dave J. But when he said it to me the other day on my channel to send me condolences for seemingly the dying of Crrow777 on YouTube, he wrote, "I'm sorry that you're under attack, that you're being censored." And he said, "This is nothing more than a modern day book burning. Truer words were never said, better description was never put out there." So from here forward, we will refer to the censorship on Google as a modern day book burning, because in fact, that's what it is.
Absolutely. And of course, Google is pretty much a monopoly at this point, as I'm sure everyone out there is well aware. And if they want to come after you, there's really not much you can do about it. You can try arguing, but most people don't have that much luck getting back at them.
No, and people have pointed out that probably all the agreements and everything from a legal perspective, they've probably pretty much got it sewn up, but I don't give a damn about legal. What I give a damn about is what is correct, what is right in this world. And what is right in this world is people have every right, they're born with it, to speak and think and say what they want, as long as they are not injuring people. As long as they are not physically injuring anyone, then that right is theirs. And so I do not agree with hiding behind corporation or forcing people into agreements to get into a public forum. The way I see it, it's come one, come all to this public forum, and I will never agree with the censorship and the book burning that is going on now.
And as we've discussed off air, we may try and get some communication going with a constitutional lawyer just to see what the actual legalities are and if we have any means of fighting back in a legal way.
Right. And I would point out, we've come so far. When I was young, and even, my sister's a librarian, and I was talking to her about this. To this day, my sister told me they hang signs in the library that the FBI was not here today. If the sign is not displayed in a library, you know the FBI was there, because the teachers union and the librarians union fought off the ability of the government to intrude on the books that were being checked out, to the point where the software that they have in libraries is not even really supposed to show what the last thing checked out was. We were talking about this because what's going on now is light years away from that idea, which probably started forming in the 60s and 70s in this country. Right now, you know, the day that I woke up and the strikes started to stack, you get this pit in your stomach and you begin to consider all the thousands of hours of work you put into a thing and how arbitrarily it can all be removed. And in my case, many thousands of hours of telescopic work, all on the chopping block now, some of which I don't have backed up. You can see the kind of very lopsided nature of everything that's going on. And to top it off, when you really do look at the loss of a complete channel, you're looking at book burning in the modern age, digital book burning.
Absolutely, no doubt. So if anyone out there happens to be a constitutional lawyer and has any sort of info or help they can offer us, by all means, email me at secretsofsaturn@gmail.com or Crrow777@gmail.com.
Right. We would love to have someone actually come on the show and speak, even if you don't want to use your name. That's understandable in these times. But if you do, that's fine too. Someone who actually has a background in what Jason and I are assuming would be a constitutional lawyer. We may not be right there. We're not lawyers, but a lawyer who can speak directly to free speech and the paradigm that is the public forum of Google right now. So there it is, Jason. Did we get it all in?
I think we're good, and we will keep everyone updated as to what's going on. As of right now, everything is still okay. Crow just has a strike against him on his channel, but 3 strikes and you're out. So, you know, these are dangerous times.
It's a bit worse than that, Jason, because the last show up we did is going to get nailed. It is, I was told flat out by people who know, absolutely know, that you are not allowed to say Vegas. And so the last show up, it's coming. I don't know whether they'll take me out outright or whether this is a warning shot. It's hard to know. We can't even really determine what the actual violation is of the supposed community guidelines. But before we go, Jason, I just want to thank all the many, many thousands of people who have supported the work you and I are trying to do. And to be clear, we will never injure anyone. That is exactly the opposite of what we were trying to accomplish. We do the best we can to try to say what we believe is correct, to try to point out falsehood, to point out what we believe is true. And always, always at the forefront of our mind is that no one should ever be injured by anything we say. And just again, thank you for all the thousands of people who have supported this work. This is an awakening of sorts. I don't know how many people out there are where we are, but it sure feels like there's a groundswell. It sure feels when you see Google rewrite its algorithms to pick out the word Vegas and nail you, that something is desperately being fought against. And if I had to proffer an educated guess, that something is that there is a groundswell of people out there awakening to the realities of our age. So anyhow, there it is, Jason.
And there it is. All right, folks, that's it. We'll keep you updated as things go along. Thanks, Crow.
All right, man. Cheers.